Hey y'all, put your gloves on. Let's do some overdyes today. This bucket has sat here forever. I don't, 2 years soaking. I just keep adding soda ash water to it. These are shirts that I did, I think hot water on that I didn't like, and I'm going to overdye them. And so I'm going to go rinse them out, and we're going to see how many are in there, and we're going to do overdye designs on them. Here's what I'm pretty impressed with. For as long as these have been soaking in here, you see how there's not much discoloration in the water from where the dye has bled out from the shirts. So they're very color fast, even from soaking in water like this. I'm impressed. Give them a good rinse and let's see what's in here. To be honest, I don't know why. I don't know what the experiment was with these. Whatever footage I had, I have lost. Look, I'm real impressed at this. These have all just been watered up in there, and you see how dark these colors are right here. But look, they did not bleed onto this light blue. You know what? I'm gonna pat myself on the back because sometimes I do good work. So anyway, we're going to spin them out. I just added water to it. That's not soda ash. Did I rinse out all of the soda ash that they've been soaking in for 2 years? Anyway, these are spun out. They were slimy. If you tie-dye with your soda ash, if you don't use gloves when you wring everything out and then go to put it in the washer, that soda ash water, it's slimy. It's the only way I know how to say it. And then you have to wash your hands like a lot to get that off because it dries your skin out a lot. And so I was outside with y'all. I was like, well, I'm gonna have to put soda ash in my dye powder. These were so slimy after I got them wrung out. It took forever to get it washed off my hands. So I think there's plenty of soda ash still in these shirts, and we're going to move forward with it that way. So here's just, I wanted you to see them now that they're spun out. This lighting is terrible. Oh, look at the lighting. Okay. Oh, that's so nice. So you can, I just want you to see these. I did hot water dye on these with this dye I got from Mooresville, North Carolina, custom set. I bought these Custom Colors Incorporated. I bought these a while back, and I did a video with these on life expectancy, shelf life, blah blah blah, dye powders, and it's still good. But for whatever reason, I don't know, I mixed these did not, they just, for lack of better words, I can't explain to you what this is that I don't like about this. It's muddy, it's not crisp, it's muddled. So much of it is probably my fault for too much dye powder. Whatever I did with these, now we're doing it, we're owning it. So here's one. I love how they did not feed on each other in that bucket. I'm excited about that. This one honestly isn't bad. I'm not as crazy mad about this one, but it was just in that group. So here's this muddy look. I used charcoal on this to give it some depth, and it just washed out over the whole shirt and it just dulled it. The same with these. Any of them that I did the charcoal on, see there? See how it's just dull. This one especially, I did a spiral on this one. See there? But I put that, yeah, graded out. This one just washed out in like nothing ever happened. Just, no. There's that one. So, we're not going to film me crinkling and doing all that kind of stuff, because you know how to do that. So I'm going to get these tied up, and I'm going to meet you at the dye table. We're going to use liquid dye this time. I'm going to use black on all of these, because I honestly think it's the only color that'll show up. Okay, so spiral. What doing? You watching me? You watching me? You watching me? I love this puppy. Oops. Okay, well, see, I splashed here. So we're just gonna do pie pieces on this spiral here. I'm gonna do front and back. It's just not vibrant. Y'all, you know I like it loud. Okay, so there's our first. This is the long sleeve medium. This spiral here, I'm just gonna do one side. Oh, here we go. This black I'm using is the Dharma Trading. It's the Raven is what I'm using. I guess I should have said that. Okay, there we go. So just on the one side, and then we'll have that will be a spider, basic starburst, not a spider, starburst through with all of this peeking out. And then this one, I'm going to use black on everything, I've decided, because I've got this. This is lilac. That Alpine blue is really pretty too. What if, let's do, we're playing, right? So here's the Alpine blue. And I'm going to go straight across with Alpine blue. That's going to show up. Dragonfruit, that's going to show up. Cause she's loud. And then we're going to do a stripe of dragonfruit across there. Then we're going to accent, boop, boop, like that with the black. Okay, let's do that again. Second verse, same as the first. Here we go. Yep, that, yes. Yep, and then accent. Doop, doop, boop, boop. Just like that. Oh, okay, I'm kind of excited about this. I mean, we're just playing, right? This is gonna be pretty, I think. And so I'm just going to, because it's a crinkle, I'm only going to go on one side. If this turns out to be really cool, can you imagine I'd have to have a 2-year wait for my shirts if I started them now, for them to be used like this. So there we go. Black on one side, nothing on the other. Okay, then I said I was just gonna crinkle and I was just gonna spiral, and then I got bored. I got bored on 4 shirts and I was like, I can't, I want to do something else. So this is like a fan fold in the front. I folded it in half, did a fan fold in the front, and then crinkled the rest in. And then I'm gonna accent with black and see what happens across here, and then gotta mix up some more. For these high volume dyes, high volume meaning this is like 6 teaspoons per cup. Instead of mixing them in the bottle and then putting my, because they leak here, they leak here. I bought some of these and I put rose quartz in the bottom because they make everything with love, and then that helps to agitate it and shake it up, and it stores great in here. Like I can, if I'm going to have several days of dyeing, I will go on ahead and just mix up a bunch of colors in here, and that way I'm just ready to rock and roll and I don't have to stop and mix. So I do like these 2-cup size. Get back to your regularly scheduled programming. Alright, so now we're gonna squiggle across here, because this is thick, so it's doubled, so it's four layers, right? Because I folded it over on itself and then scrunched it. So we gotta move a lot of dye through this. So I'm gonna go on both sides. So this whole over dyeing thing, these shirts out of this bucket, really has kind of come from, I have a bunch of t-shirts. They're old. I mean, I've had them several years in inventory, and I'm tired of them, and I need to give them new life. And so playing around with these shirts is kind of like the first step in all of those shirts that I have that I'm just bored with. The colors are too pale. They're just not the best designs. Give a new life with the over dye, and then put them back in inventory, and then I don't lose anything by doing that. So that's what this kind of has spurred from that thought process. So here's this one. So this one, because I changed my mind again. Basically with this one, on the t-shirt, if this is the t-shirt, I did a fan fold on a diagonal line here and a fan fold on a diagonal line here, and then took the rubber bands out, boom, in sections, and then crunched the middle together. It's kind of, we've done shirts like this before in this jest, but if anybody wants to see it as a tutorial, leave a comment and I can definitely make another video. And so what I'm going to do is, where all of the rubber bands are, is do a line of black and then black up here. Yeah, so if these are just so crappy, I have new work shirts, yard shirts, sleep shirts, whatever. I just have new shirts. So here we go. I'm gonna let them sit 24 hours. See you in a little bit. Oh, I have so much to show you. I have so much to show you. I am so excited. These, a couple of them, yeah, a couple of them, y'all, for real. You ready? Let's get into it. Look, we gotta get through 6, so I gotta hang them up 2 at a time. Are you ready? Come on. This one was the light blue shirt that I did the 3 colors on. Wow. So this would be almost like if you bought a light blue shirt retail and washed it, and then these colors that we used to over dye over it showed up great. So it's not on a white shirt. It looks great. It's not muddy. The black is crisp. The colors are crisp. Turned out great. This one, these shirts are thirsty, thirsty, thirsty. And I got just a little, look how intense that black is. So I got a little heavy with this black. I don't like this one at all. It's kind of cool with the old dye in the background, but the black is just too much for my taste. That's all. Just too much for my taste. And then here's the back on this one. Bear with. There. Because it is just a wee bit different on the back. It's not as in your face in the back. There's some breakout in the folds that allow some of that background original dye to come through, so it's just not as intense on the back. I like it a little bit better. Let's see two more. These two. Oh, so this is the one where I was like, hey, I'm just gonna scrunch it and I'm just gonna spiral them, and then I got bored, and so I did a different kind of design. That's this one and this one, and they do not disappoint. Do not disappoint. The way this was one of the last ones that I showed you in that stack, and the colors were more vibrant than the rest of them, and then this over dye took. I posted these on Instagram and they sold immediately. So I'm making this video at like 7 o'clock in the morning because I gotta get these in the mail. And here's the back. Oh, they are dark, but that color that's just jumping out from underneath that black. These shirts were thirsty. They had soaked for so long. I mean, I used too much black on all of them. Well, except I think for one. Because they were just so thirsty from just soaking in that soda ash forever. Oh, look at this. Alright, let's see two more. These two of the shirts were my least favorite. As far as the muddiness, this was the one that had the spiral in it, and this one was just so muddy. But now look, oh my gosh, oh, they turned out so cool. They really, well, we're not going to do front and back, but they just, from going from getting cut up and put into the clean and rag pile, or made into a work shirt for working in the yard. Look at them. Oh, look what we did today. We salvaged a bad dye job by doing an over dye and creating an entirely new look. I have so many shirts that I'm going to over dye right now. It's ridiculous. I'm going to go through my inventory, pull down my older shirts, do an over dye with probably black like these, and just give them new life. So just because you don't like your shirt or your tie-dye job, or you're just a little disappointed in what the outcome was, soak it, spin it, twist it, and dye it again. Because you never know. You might like it. And if you like these kind of videos, please like and subscribe. I'll make sure that I put it in playlists so it's easier for you to find. You guys know the spiel. Thanks for hanging out with me today and going on this adventure with me today, making these over dye shirts and letting me share them with you. My dogs are wrestling in that hallway. Hey, remember, be peaceful, be kind. It's important. I'll talk to you soon.